Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another Mage Tower challenge, and this time we're doing Frost Mage Tower. This is my main character, and I just wanted to pop back in here to see how it was with Frost Mage in 10.1.5 after the changes. I originally had, since this is my main, I had done it in Legion when the Mage Tower challenges first came out, and also when I was going after my Spell Tome mount when it was re-released in Dragonflight. I hadn't tried to complete all that up until Dragonflight, um, but I wanted to try it after the mage changes and stuff to see how it was. Um, on this, I'm not using any consumables. I got my charge isolation file on because I was doing BGs before that, and that's it. I didn't use anything else, and also as far as my gear, all I have is current honor gear. Besides, I think 3 pieces of conquest gear at this time, because I haven't been playing much recently, just because of obligations to other stuff. But I only have the conquest weapon and 2 pieces of tier set, and that doesn't make a difference anyways because you don't get the benefits of the tier set in here. So I think it's definitely um, easier. It seems like I think I finished it in like 4 tries. Almost had it on the first one and just kind of did something stupid and got killed. So I definitely think it's a lot easier. So if you're wanting to do the Frost Mage Tower, I think now is a pretty good time to do it. If you wanted to like min max it, I mean, you could watch a couple of my other videos where I go over gear and stuff and trinkets and stuff that you should use. You can definitely do that if you're struggling, but I really think that you can just do it with your current gear. So if we get into it, as far as my talents, I'm doing pretty much the standard, um, what seems like the standard build that most people do, the Ray of Frost and Glacial Spike build. In this fight, I don't even think I casted Glacial Spike at all. It pretty much the whole fight relies on Blizzard and your orb. So anything that you can do to enhance, your frozen orb, that's definitely the way to go. As far as the mage tree, it's pretty standard. Um, I would, I mean, you could definitely take displacement if you wanted to. I don't even think I used it in this fight, but that definitely could be beneficial. And Ice Ward, I think this is what this one is called. It gives you 2 charges of Frost Nova, which I didn't use for this fight. It just kind of worked out that I didn't need it. So you can definitely change a couple things if you want, but this is the build I did it on. Um, as far as this fight, I've gone over it on my Shadow Priest, but if you want to watch that, you can, but I'll kind of go over things here, an abbreviated version. Um, but for this fight, you'll see that I am using just DBM. For some of the other fights, I was using weak auras, just for classes that I wasn't familiar with, that maybe I needed a little bit more of help on when to cast things and when stuff was going on, which you could do. If you go to wago.io, you can find some pre-made weak auras for this fight specifically that can help you with it. But DBM's pretty good. I like the DBM the way they have it set up. So to start this off, I usually bring him out to the outside. Um, the one thing you'll know if you've done this fight before, he drops these little pools on the ground, which will slow you to a walk if you go through them. So we want to try to keep those out of the center of the map. So for this first initial run, you need to get him down to 33%, and then raced, the guy in the center becomes attackable. So I like to drag him out as far away from there as possible to begin and get him down to 33%, which will be there. And on this first one, I go ahead and pop Icy Veins and drop Mirror Image. I would save your Time Warp, or if you wanted to vice versa, maybe. But I kind of like keeping Time Warp around towards the end because that's when things are going to start to happen, and you may almost have him killed, and you just need a little extra, and it's nice to have Time Warp to do that. I usually end up using Time Warp at the next phase, which I'll kind of talk about once that comes up. But here, definitely just start pumping as much DPS as you can. One of the main things I would kind of tell you is try your best to keep those shadowy fiends and stuff in the center as much as possible. Try to keep them on race. That's a good rule of thumb. Just because you're going to reap the most benefit out of taking cooldown time off your frozen orb and slowing everything at once. So here you can see we're fixating, so Karam's back up, he's healed up a bit. Race is back into ritual. And here we're going to have this was going to be the next phase. So he's back in his ritual, Karam's back to chasing you. You'll have to get him to 33% again. This time you're going to get a Hand from Beyond. You need to kill that before it completes its cast or you're dead. So what I like to do with this is wait for this cast to almost get done or pretty close, and then counterspell it. Don't do it too quickly because there is a delay of when the NPC can recast this ability. So if you let this run all the way up, then you're going to get whatever your 6 seconds worth of time to do damage on it, and then you're going to counterspell it, and then you're going to get whatever they're locked out for 5 seconds, and then another 7 seconds on the cast, or whatever it is. So wait as long as possible. Get everybody nice and stacked up. One thing you need to try to do, I don't necessarily do a great job, and sometimes it's unavoidable, but I try to keep Karam on this ring here, just so he can drop these slow pulls on the ground inside the ring, because you're going to need to be always moving, and if they're littered all over the place, it's going to be kind of difficult to manage, which you'll see I get some of them out there, but if you were to drop all of them out here, it's pretty rough to try to deal with. So here, the shadowy fiends, they don't respawn at this stage when you kill them, so you're kind of stuck with getting him down. So now he's in purgatory. We're going to jump back to raced. We're going to try to keep everything in the center so we can hit raced as well as everything else with our frozen orb. That's a big thing too, is I try to make sure I drop my frozen orb right in the center on raced, so it's hitting absolutely everything, and it's knocking down my cooldown on my frozen orb. So this last phase here, these shadowy fiends will continue to spawn. No matter how many you kill, they will continue to spawn for the rest of the encounter. Raced will never go back into his ritual, so he's going to be targetable and be able to take damage for the rest of the fight. Karam is in purgatory right now. When he comes out of purgatory, he will never go back into it, so you can kill him. And you're also on this phase, which is the final phase, you're going to get the Hand from Beyond that we had in the last phase, and then you're going to get these rituals here on the ground, and you have to stand in these for roughly 5 seconds. So they're always going to spawn here and over here. This is the time that I kind of hang on to my Cone of Cold, your Blast Wave, Dragon's Breath, because Karam is going to get increasingly quicker as the encounter goes on. So it behooves you to try to kill Race, obviously, as fast as possible. But if you kind of take your time with it and try to position yourself and go slow, he's just going to get faster. So you kind of got to find that balance of staying away from him and killing Race as quick as possible. So we come over here, we stand in the ritual, we handle that. We go ahead and just keep pumping as much damage as we can to Race. As you can see, I already popped my time warp on the start of this phase when Race becomes attackable. And we're going to get a hand here. You definitely need to focus them down. It will summon a thing, or no, the thing from beyond is the rune. So here we're going to use Ice Nova to keep Karam away from us. And pretty much this is the main fight. You just need to focus as much damage as you can on Race. Keep everybody in the center, sorry. And Frozen Orb and Blizzard and Ice Lance. That's pretty much what the Frost Mage class is, for the most part. So here we got another rune, so we're gonna kind of push it a little bit. But since he's getting hit by the Frozen Orb, it almost screwed me right there, but ended up working out. Your big key is to pretty much keep your Frozen Orb up as much as possible, and make sure you put your Blizzard on as many adds as possible so you can get another Frozen Orb quickly and get those Ice Lances. So there we got a Blast Wave, get everybody away. Deal with the hand of from beyond, and rinse and repeat. More Frozen Orbs, more Ice Lances, more Blizzard. And you may be able, I mean, a couple of times I've gotten away with using Alter Time. You can use that as a blink if you need to get away. You can also maybe get away with taking a shot from Karam. You may be able to survive it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Frozen Orb, Ice Lance, Blizzard, and just keep moving. So that's pretty much the gist of the fight. Hopefully it helps you if you've been struggling with it. If you have any questions, feel free to write me a comment and I'll respond to you and see if I can help you out. And yeah, good luck. Thanks for watching.